In late June of last year, Elon Musk jokingly challenged one of his followers on Twitter to a boxing match against Mark Zuckerberg, a globally organized fight. He did not expect his request to be accepted by Zuckerberg, but it seems that Zuckerberg has now delivered the first blow to Musk and his precious platform. The chief financial analyst at AJ Bell investment firm, Danny Hewson, stated, "Investors can't help but be somewhat excited about the possibility of Meta truly having a Twitter killer in its midst." So, can the Threads application surpass Twitter? This is what we will find out in this episode. Amidst the turmoil that Twitter has been experiencing since its acquisition by the billionaire Elon Musk, especially the recent modifications that he tweeted that Twitter will temporarily limit the number of posts users can read per day to address concerns over data scraping, just hours after thousands of users reported widespread problems using the site, Elon Musk, who said that several hundred organizations were taking Twitter's data in a process called scraping and that it was affecting the real user experience, did not say how long the limits would last or what could prompt him to lift the restriction. He initially said that verified accounts would be limited to reading 6,000 posts daily, unverified accounts to 600 posts, and new unverified accounts to 300 posts. He has been vocal about disliking organizations that scrape Twitter and use tweets for research or to train artificial intelligence programs. Down Detector, a website that tracks reports of malfunctions on several websites, showed that user reports of Twitter problems surged after these updates. All this confusion made Elon Musk easy prey for Mark Zuckerberg. On July 6, 2023, Meta released a rival to Twitter, Threads. Despite almost being a competitor clone, Threads brought a new perspective on the common microblogging platform we all know and love. The app has had over 30 million downloads in 16 hours since its release and isn't slowing down. It has reached over 70 million signups today, catching up to Twitter's 368 million monthly active users. But despite all this rapid development, this launch could have been better because Mark Zuckerberg has a history of intellectual property rights violations, as in 2004. Winklevoss twins first met Zuckerberg in the Kirkland Dining Hall in October of 2003 to discuss the social network they had been building over the previous year. Over the next 3 months, the four met several more times in Zuckerberg's dorm room and exchanged more than 50 emails discussing the site. However, unbeknownst to the twins and Narendra at the time, Zuckerberg had started working on another social network. He registered the domain name thefacebook.com on January 11, 2004, 4 days before their third meeting. 3 weeks later, he launched Facebook.com, only learning about it while reading the campus paper. They sued Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg for stealing their ConnectU idea to create Facebook. Ultimately, in 2008 the twins and their lawyers reached a compromise. The twins would take $20 million in cash and the rest of the $65 million settlement in stock. Lawyers would take its fee, about $13 million, in cash. In 2014, Mark Zuckerberg applied for and offered to acquire Snapchat, expressing his interest and even offering a substantial amount of $3 billion. However, Snapchat's response was an immediate rejection. Mark Zuckerberg then surprised Snapchat by copying some of its distinguishing features, such as the ability to send photos or videos that disappear after 24 hours and implementing them within the Instagram application. Threads is a standalone blogging application based on the Instagram platform. It closely resembles the Twitter platform, which led Twitter to accuse Meta, the owner of Threads, of organized and intentional embezzlement of its trade secrets and infringement upon intellectual property rights. This is what made just hours later, a lawyer for Twitter, Alex Spiro, sent a letter to Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg accusing the company of engaging in systematic, willful, and unlawful misappropriation of Twitter's trade secrets and other intellectual property. Elon Musk's response was engaging with some satirical tweets about the cloning performed by Meta company. Also, Meta has been infamous for mishandling the data of its users on several occasions. In November of 2022, Meta was fined $275 million for not complying with Europe's GDPR rules on protecting data after a dataset of users' data was found on the internet. In May of this year, Meta was fined a heftier amount of $1.2 billion for breaching data privacy laws again. The company has faced multiple lawsuits over the years for similar issues, and they don't seem to be letting it down. It seems that Threads is also following the same path. Threads takes a considerable amount of user data compared to its platform colleagues. Such data includes your name, purchase history, contact, and app activity. While these may not be particularly sensitive, some other data are. And if we use the Apple App Store, we will discover the huge amount of data information that the application collects compared to the Twitter application. This made trades postpone the launch of the application in the European Union because it is known for its strictness towards protecting the data information of application users. To be fair, some of these, such as health information, credit score, and even your religious beliefs, seem out of place for a social media app. The question that comes to mind is whether Threads threaten Twitter. Comparing Twitter to Meta is unfair. Twitter's user base is at most 350 million users at best, compared to Instagram alone, which has 2.3 billion users, roughly 1/3 of the world's population. Zuckerberg is aware of this competitive advantage, so he made it easy for Instagram users to transition to the Threads app with the same Instagram data and unified usernames for both applications. This explains the speed at which users are registering on the new app. From a financial perspective, the vast difference in revenue between the two companies can be understood. Twitter is experiencing a severe financial crisis, as stated by its billionaire owner Elon Musk in a tweet, acknowledging that ad revenues will decrease by nearly 50% this year. This means that Twitter is on track to generate profits of less than $3 billion in 2023, which is about 1/3 of what it was in 2022. Meanwhile, Meta's net income reached $23.2 billion in 2022. Here, we observe the significant revenue gap between the two companies, enabling Meta to invest money in advancing its new application. Your opinion. Do you think the Threads app will be the final blow that kills Twitter after all the problems it has faced? Or will it stand its ground like Snapchat did against the pressures from Mark Zuckerberg? I'll be following your comments. And if you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Goodbye.